I don't know if I'll use this. So, for Chelsea, I decided to make a chalk bag, and I don't know why I've done this, and I have a week deadline, including, like, I have to work that whole week, so I don't know how it gets done. But I made this chalk bag for Skylar. It's a dragon tail, and it looks like a tail when you're wearing it. And this is actually just the prototype. I made him another one that's much better. But I want to make Chelsea, ignore the terrible drawing, and don't look at the bad sockeye up there, but a coho salmon, and the chalk bag to be in its mouth. I went to every store I could think of, toy stores, thrift stores, called the aquarium. Nobody has stuffed salmon toys, so I went to a fabric store. Actually, I didn't. I went to one of the local pot stores and bought hemp. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but the idea is to make the salmon out of this and then paint it the colors of a coho salmon once it's in its freshwater phase, so it's like bright and pretty, and then but also it'll be a chalk bag, so I don't know, over ambitious. So things that I'm using, I have pins, which I spill everywhere all the time, a ruler that I barely use, a chalk bag that I've already made that I can kind of use for reference since it's been a few weeks since I made one, scissors, beer, and way too much material. Oh, and sort of a plan. So I don't want to waste any of this and mess up. So I was thinking I should make a prototype of the salmon, and so I was trying to think of what to make it out of. Like, there's a lot of scrap fabric in this house, but my jeans recently ripped twice, and I was gonna throw them away, but I think I'm gonna make a jean salmon. Okay, so I was feeling really uninspired, and so I just started making fins. So I have two little, like, side fins and a dorsal fin. I hope that's the right way. And then I have the tail fin, but I cut two of the same piece. So either I make it with one side is the wrong side, but also this piece has a hole in it. But I only have one pair of pants to work with, so if I fuck up, I don't know. Okay, so like 99% of my projects I was far too ambitious at the start, and that hemp will probably turn into, I don't know, some pants or something. So what I actually ended up doing is something way more appropriate for Chelsea, because she knows. Anyways, yeah, I found this old stuffed shark and I de-stuffed it, and I put a chalk bag in it. So it's now a shark chalk bag. I probably won't actually make a video out of this. I didn't film any of the sewing. I just didn't feel like it. So all I have is like pretty much the finished product. But I used an old Shark Stuffy, an old North Face jacket, which I just like needed a reason to cut it up. Otherwise I keep it around and I use it like once a year maybe for like some real gross job. So with my chalk bags, I leave the bottom of the fleece part open so that I can do everything and then sew that up at the end. So, and then I'll sew like 4 layers, 1, 2, 3, 4 inner layers. So I use usually I make this out of just like scrap fabric, but I just use the bottom of the jacket to make like the cinch, the fleece of the chalk bag, and the top of the chalk bag that's like usually ripstop, and I think that's just to kind of like stop chalk from sticking to it so that chalk ideally falls back into the bag. So that's what I use the jacket material for. And then I've got another layer in here that I just sewed scrap of jacket to itself and then I stuck the cord from a computer mouse through it, which this has been the bane of my chalk bag projects, is always there's a hard piece that holds it open so that it doesn't collapse, so you can just reach your hand in any time to get chalk out when you're climbing. And usually I use coat hangers because those are like really strong and will stay open no matter what, but they're kind of like bulky and heavy and also like really hard. I don't know, it's just not very friendly to have like a really hard metal thing in your chalk bag, I find. But like, I don't know what they use at like Black Diamond or with other chalk bags, because it just seems like really hard plastic something. But yeah, and I haven't gone out looking specifically for what I need, so probably there's something way better out there, but I'm just trying to like repurpose stuff around the house, so that's why I used an old mouse cord, because none of our computers need mice anymore. I'm just rambling. Anyways, I'm really not going to make this into a video, I don't think, because this is so boring. Anyways, yeah, and then it kind of holds itself open. Maybe I'll just go cut up another coat hanger for this one. Usually I use a buttonhole, but since this is like kind of weird fleecy fabric, I don't think a buttonhole will work very well. I'm probably gonna like hand sew in a buttonhole type thing and then have the drawstring come out of that. That was really boring. Anyways, and then I'm gonna put the stuffing back in and then sew the inside back up. I might open a beer now. Normally at this part, focus, where this part connects, I sew a tab over it so you don't have to see the ends connecting, because I haven't figured this out yet, but it'll look so ugly. No, it might not. I can do this. Okay, so I filmed like none of the annoying, complicated hair ripping out moments, but it's all finished. I just have to stuff all the stuffing, there's a huge pile here, back into it, and then yeah. Alright, so this part is really not pretty, but it's only like one small corner, and if she does use it for chalk, no one's gonna be ever pulling that back inside out ever again, and you can't really feel it in there. And yeah, so that's the chalk bag. It's a shark, and it has a little C because for Chelsea on the pull tag. Yeah, I made a shark chalk bag. It has a little carabiner clip, but this is way too heavy to be a normal climbing chalk bag, so it's definitely going to have to be a bouldering bag, so it won't ever really need to be clipped to her. She'll probably just leave it on the ground like that. This took too long. Bye.
Bark, 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 bark. Oh man, what was it? I was playing my flute once and I was getting echo from the flute music. It was pretty sick.